Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. The viewer on the left wants to know how the full moon of December 2018, in less than 2 days, and the partial solar eclipse of January 5th, 2019, is going to affect her relationship with the two people on the right of the left chart. And of course, you would need that video. She has it, she has the link, but that's for members only to understand. You may even need that link for your personal life as well, because there will be a lot of things going on because of those two moons. The solar eclipse in January 2019 and the full moon in just 2 days of December 2018. So that's for members only. So she has that link, and I'll be referring to it as I analyze these three charts. All right, we'll start with the sun sign first. Her sun sign is Libra. So Libra is the 7th house. So right now I'm at the full moon, December 22nd, 2018. And it's unique because the count of that full moon, even though Aries is in the 12th house, it became the first house because of the placement, which I talk about. So it is in perfect sync. So as far as the house matching, it's in perfect sync. But as far as the technical astrological count, it is one behind. Like the house 1 should be Aries, but their house 1 is Taurus. But because the EP and the AC are in the first house, the 12th house became house number 1, which I discuss all that in the other videos. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so she will have some type of vertex connection, some type of vertex situation, because the transit chart for that day puts the vertex cross. So that's a significant meeting, a significant event, a significant breakup. It could be a soulmate or a twin soul, twin flame connection. Now, it doesn't always have to be exactly that day. It could be a couple of days before, a couple of days after. So what I'm looking at now, right now, is just her Libra energy, since that's her. And as you see, that's her 10th house. So it could be somebody she works with. And then when you go to her 7th house, it's somebody with that Cancer energy. But again, see, I would tell her to be careful, because that Mars is right there. So you just got to be careful, because the energy is going to be real powerful. And it's going right to Capricorn, though. So once again, you still could be dealing with some type of career or Capricornian situation. But Cancer as well, being family or education. Those things are in the 4th house. Even land and property, because Cancer rules the 4th house. And even the sun will be basically nearing Capricorn on that day, or the 10th house. So it'll probably be some type of career situation on that day for her. So now we're going to just see what's going on with the other charts. Going to the chart in the middle. See, even this one. See how he has that vertex and Libra, but Libra represents the 7th house. And also Juno. And on that day, yeah, well, and that's her new moon. I'm saying her new moon because she was born like on a new moon. But that's her 10th house. But there's Libra right there with medium Coeli, which can also be your true north node, your life purpose. And see how she has that number 8 with her medium Coeli. And if you look at his, he's got 8 and 17. The chart in the middle. So there's some type of connection there. And I mentioned something about Capricorn, and then you see his Capricorn. So, but I try to explain things to people. A lot of times you do have connections with these people, but see, it's just human nature. You want it to be real. You want to touch and feel. Sometimes it's not. It's dreams. It's telepathy. It's just stuff like that goes on as well. And I mean, when you're really into this like I am, you know that because I experience it. But people listen and they go, "Oh, that's some fake." You know, that's fake. You know, but it's not. It's very powerful. But what happens sometimes is it's just people stay third dimensional. So the universe can take you and put you right next to somebody that will be a good match, and you'll reject it because it didn't come the way you wanted it to, or it should have been this way or that way. Instead of just realizing, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's why when you deal with this, like the archangels will teach you, a spirit will teach you how to be appreciative, how to be grateful, how to be gratitude, how to say thankful. See, it begins to change your mindset. Therefore, when somebody's in your presence, it's more of a connection. I remember one time I had to go somewhere, like it was at the work. I was like messed up because I have health problems, but somewhere I had to go, so I was kind of spaced out. Now where I went was, well, if y'all was from Jersey, I would say Reevy Town. You might know where Reevy Town is, maybe not. But where I went is called Reevy Town. Now Reevy Town, it's always had this convenience store. Like when I was a little kid, it was just a convenience store. And then it became a liquor store and a convenience store. It never became a gas station yet, I don't think. Or if they did try it, it didn't last. But that store has been there for decades. So for whatever reason, I went way out there. I don't even know why I went way out there, but I did. That's why I said, listen to what I'm saying. I don't even know why I went way out there. Because I know that night, I think I needed something. I had to get it. So I just went. But I was messed up. Like health-wise, I was really messed up. But sometimes when it's not you in control, that's when the higher self takes over. And when I went there, it was literally just me and this other female. And the way it was, like she was coming right out the door after me, and I think I held the door just so she could get out. But I just knew we was meant to meet. Like I knew that for a fact. I could feel it. Don't forget, I got intuition too. I knew we was meant to be because I came way out of there, and like we were literally the only two people in that store was me and her, except for the other two guys that worked there. And I knew I was meant to meet, but my experience has always been, not always, but generally speaking, when you introduce yourself as something, it all goes to hell. It's just how it is. But like if you're somewhere else and that person sees you, they'll almost like say, well, I hope he introduces himself. Because I've had this happen so many times. But when you do introduce yourself, they're looking at you like, well, why is he? Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And I've had so many cases. Like Nick Cannon did that movie where when you're single, you can't get anybody, but then you get one person. Now everybody wants to be with you. I've had cases like that. So it's the strange stuff in the world. So I'm making that perfectly clear that I know what I'm talking about from experience. And what I'm saying is when the universe gives you that opportunity, don't fuck it up. And I have to use it in explicit because I'm trying to put it inside your head that the universe is saying there's definitely going to be some type of thing around this time period, this full moon. It might have already happened. where you're going to get some type of opening with this person. It's based on Capricorn or career energy. It's based on Libra energy with the vertex. Now remember, I'm looking at the chart in the middle. Now your Libra is Capricornian because of medium coeli. See, people have to really understand medium coeli. Whether medium coeli is in your 10th house or your 9th house, it's still a part of your 10th. Don't let people fool you. Because ideally speaking, medium coeli should be always be in your 10th house. Ideally speaking. But there's a reason why whoever created your natal chart does what it does. See, her medium coeli is 8 degrees. The guy to the far right, his medium coeli is 8 degrees. And all this number 888. Now 8 is about karmic debt. It's about business. It's about powerful people. It's about being successful. But and karmic debt can also be karmic assignment, meaning you have some type of meeting with that person. That's why I said I knew that, but I used to teach that a long time ago. I said if you're way out of town and you're someplace and all of a sudden you see somebody, I said this a long time ago. I said it was meant for you to see that person because whether you know it or not, you two just exchanged energy. And see, I have a long history with Reevy Town. Reevy Town used to be, I don't know if that female lived in Reevy Town or not. I'm not saying she did, but Reevy Town used to have some of the most beautiful women in the world in Reevy Town. It's like an old country little township. Off out of Tinton. It's near what we would call Tinton Falls, New Jersey. But if you understand how some locations are, sometimes somebody will say, "Yeah, I live in Tinton Falls, New Jersey," but it'll be nowhere near that part of Tinton Falls. But just the way they cut boundaries and stuff, it would be considered a part of Tinton Falls, New Jersey. But it's really not. It's kind of far away from it. But I think they do kind of consider that a part of Tinton Falls. I think. But it's all about you two would change in energy. So like I said, when I opened the door for her, which meant she held the door right after me, it was an energy transfer. So it's stuff that goes on that like most people are just low, and then they're low third dimensional and they don't realize this. And then some people just feel the energy and go with it. Like when you feel two people that just meet and all of a sudden they go way deep in the having sex, passion, and everything because they can sense the energy. And I always say that's what the movie Fatal Attraction was about. Both of them could have faced, they could just feel the energy. And though he tried to fight it, the universe was like, nah, I'm gonna make it rain. I'm gonna make sure you two connect. I'm gonna make it rain. You're gonna go in a bar, and she's gonna be sitting right there. And once that happened, after a few drinks, it was all over. So this stuff is real. But why am I trying to tell you that? So that when you see the opening, you'll know to take it instead of being third dimensional. Because when it opens, you have an opportunity to talk, but you choose not to because you're playing hard to get it some other strange reason. Don't do that. Because then when you blow the opportunity, you're sitting there saying, wow, what could I do? Or a month or two will go by and you say, well, I'm so lonely. Yeah, well, the universe gave you the opportunity. You should have took it. And I tell everybody, always use your instinct, use your woman's intuition, and be safe. So you're already seeing it over here. Now, when we go over here, see now in her 8th house, see whoever wrote these 3 charts, the theme of it is 8. In her 8th house, you see Leo. And that's his ascendant, which is more soulmate or twin soul scenarios. And then you see 17 in his house, which is karma or number 8. So automatically, number 8 holds these 3 people together, which is why I'm talking about business and career or Capricornian energy. That's why I try to tell you, you have to understand this is energy. Everything is energy. Because you say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. I don't work with that guy. You don't have to work with him. It's Capricornian or Saturnian energy. It's all about karma. Or it could be at a job together. And in his Libra 3rd house, the guy on the far right, you see Lilith at the twin flame number 22. Lilith retrograde. So 1, 2, 3. And where's her Gemini? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll get back to that 6th house Virgo energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. All right. So the guy on the right has a lot of activity as Capricornian. Well, what about his 10th house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And see, he's new moon. He's a new mooner too. He's a new mooner too. Sun and moon in the 10th house. Hers is sun and moon in the 10th house. And see that number 8, 17 is 8. This is all karmic. Especially when you see it in the 10th house, because that's ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn, again, is karma. So all three of these have a karmic assignment. That's why I tell people this is the smartest thing you can do is get your natal chart. Because women be having intuition, but once you get your natal chart, it's like common sense. Like that whole card reading, it's not wrong with the card reading, but I keep saying when you get card readings but you don't get your natal chart, that's like you put gas in your tank and then run it out. Because you're only getting minor confirmation and minor like just some gas in your gas tank. Whereas when you got your natal chart, you can see the whole picture, the whole summary. Now you know what's going on. It's just different. It's just, like I said, it's just more stable. So the person on the left and the person on the far right, they're always going to have a new moon connection, and they're always going to have a sun moon connection. And if you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, her 5th house has Taurus in it. That's the dating house. And then you see Lilith right there. Lilith retrograde. So when you look at his medium coeli at the right, now you want to go to his true north node just to see what's going on. His true north node is Pisces. So if you look at her medium coeli at the left chart, find her true north node. And again, it's dealing with Scorpio with Juno in it. All right, now let's go back to the full moon. See, even with this full moon, 0 degrees Cancer. But this is all about the 10th house. Medium coeli 13. Find the true north node for the medium coeli. It goes to if I said 0 degrees Capricorn, full moon 0 degrees Capricorn, but it's still the medium coeli is dealing with the Cancer, where the moon is right there. So I'm going to take the moon out of the picture for a second and just look at the 3 charts. So her 7th house, she might find herself in a relationship with some type of Mars energy, but also Aries energy, Cancer energy, Libra energy. But she herself is a Libra. Plus, she has to be real careful because right now, with that full moon, the ascendant and East Point is in Aries, which means it's going to be somewhat aggressive. That's the first house. Meaning, even that Pisces energy might have some aggression. And remember, the 12th house could be any building, but it could also be a church because of the Pisces energy. So her Cancer, she got to be careful. Which is family, and it's in the 7th house. And even him too. See, he's got the see the one on the right, her and the one on the right have a lot of similarities, and the one in the middle probably does too. The ones I already mentioned, but he too has because I did his no, I think I did the guy in the middle. I did his chart before, but this one on the right is newer. If I'm not mistaken, is a newer one because these two have more like these two on the right. Like I'm not saying this one in the middle doesn't, but this one on the right and this one on the left, they have more of a karmic or more of a soul connection as far as karmic assignment. And when I say karmic assignment, if you notice, his true north node is in Pisces, and her true north node has Saturn retrograde. Because remember, Saturn represents karma. And the 12th house, that Pisces rules the 12th house, that's all about past life and karma as well. See, both of them got true north node. No. All right. Both of them have Mars in Cancer. Okay, her 8th house, Leo, with the vertex. And then his ascendant, Leo, with Juno. So he might find himself in a serious relationship with somebody who's a Leo or Aries Mars energy. Now when you look at hers, Mars is right there. 0 degree going into the 8th house with Leo. Now keep in mind, Mars used to rule the 8th house because Mars used to rule Scorpio. But now Mars rules Aries. And if you see, good fortune is at 8. 1-7 is 8. His 5th house. And ironically, his 5th house is just leaving. See, that's when it gets tricky. Because his 5th house is just leaving, well, not just leaving, but you got, no, yeah, it is. You got, you got the vertex cross right there. So that could go either way. Because that could still be Sagittarius energy or Capricornian energy. And that's the 6th, well, so 5th house, he might find himself in, well, he might have some type of connection with Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, or Virgo energy. So that's a Leo right there. And a Virgo's in the 9th house. See, the way this chart is, it's kind of almost playing games. If you, I'm talking about the chart on the far left. If you see the 22, again, the twin flame number. Because depending on the count where that Leo is, that could either be house number 8 or house number 9. And that's how they're kind of playing with his chart. Chris, this guy over here, either or. And then true north node is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, like I said, these people, they got psychic abilities. I think all of them do. But Pisces in the 8th house. See, like the way the charts are made, the guy on the right and her are connected, but it's one off. So it tells a story, but it tells a story with one off. And usually when you see that, that's more like a karmic assignment. Give me a second. Now, And then the far right, 10th house is Taurus, medium Coeli. Venus in Gemini. See, even the guy in the middle, his Venus is in Capricorn. That would be house 9, but again, because it's Capricorn and medium Coeli, it's almost like house 10. Like I said, this chart on the left and this chart on the right, everything is one off. Which means it's almost like if only this was this way, we'd be more long lasting. Like those two people. Because everything's one off. And in cases like that, if the times are all correct, then that's what it is. Whoever designed these charts made it so those two would have some type of, I'm calling it karmic connection. But see, karmic doesn't always mean, oh, you did this, so this is going to happen to you. Or karmic is sometimes just an assignment. Like I said, I know for a fact I had an assignment with that female at that store. Know for a fact, just the timing and everything. Plus, it was a little weird that me and her were the only ones in that whole freaking store. I mean, it ain't a big store, but it was just weird. You have to understand it. If you knew where that store is at, it's on a major, almost equivalent to a highway. Major. And they got like, just all over. Like they got like, above it, you got the parkway, some other main roads probably. Like, it's a lot of cars going by. So, especially that time, because it was rush hour. It's when people getting off work. So, I just knew that was like a strange day, but that was but that was some type of whatever. That's what I call a karmic connection. Another time I remember a long time ago, same thing, was like after work or whatever, and I was going to this location. I just got off work. I was going to this location, and this female was coming out. So as I was coming in, she kind of held the door open for me, which is rare out here in Jersey. You know, that don't really happen. I guess if you look a certain way, you get the women to hold the door open for you. I'm just an average looking guy, so I usually don't get that. So I knew something was weird with that. So then when I was in there, when I came out, she was still in her car waiting. You know, but I didn't think nothing of it. So I went on and did whatever. And then, but whatever happened, I knew she really had just waited outside, because I guess she wanted me to talk to her. But I didn't know that, because I'm pretty sure I didn't know her from anywhere. But that's why I said, instead of just sitting there, you should have just spoke. Sometimes when you play hard to get, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to get got. And don't get me wrong, other parts of New Jersey are different, but where I'm at, it's always been that way, for the most part. Alright. So these two will have a connection. The one on the right and the one on the left. The far right, far left, it will be a karmic soul connection. Her vertex is in Leo, His Juno is in Leo. Now her true north node and her Juno is in Scorpio. But what house? 11. So then you got to follow Aquarius. And again, Aquarius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See him again, the guy on the right. But then I immediately would go to her Libra and her 7th house and see what happens. Her Libra's in the 10th house, new moon. His 10th house is new moon, sun and moon. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In her 10th house, Cancer. Even though Mars is 0 degrees, really it's with Leo in the 8th house. I would still put it with the 7th. And his is the same way. And then, like I said, if all these times are correct, that's what it is. But let's just say if the chart on the right, if the time is not really known, and the time I was given is not correct, then it may be more intense between these two. But you could definitely see that. But it still would be more like it connects, but not to the point where somebody is going to stay connected. And for people that are interested in what I'm saying, generally speaking, if you feel a certain way, because like I said, if you use your intuition and stuff like, but sometimes some shit is common sense. If you know you're in a store on a major highway in this rush hour, and you're the only motherfucker up in there with another motherfucker, it's probably the universe telling you to say something. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense. And that should be happening to me a lot, like just strange ass shit. And it be so much that I'd be like, yo, why can't they see it? But it's third dimensional. They stay at third dimensional. Because what I'm trying to tell you is, if you approach that person and speak to them from a male point of view, and then they act like they ain't interested or they playing hard to get, but the moment you talk to somebody else, now they act like they want to talk to you, or they act like now they mad at you. Now they mad at you because now you're a player. How am I a player when you wouldn't even talk back to when I'm talking to you? So it's just silly third dimensional stuff that people can't see. So like the reason why I do this, because you know everybody's out here on YouTube looking for love, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. Why can't you? Why is it so evasive? I'm telling you why. It's a lot of that is just immaturity. You got to get past the silly stuff. Just like some people get into an argument and hang up. Like a guy in the beginning, a guy might, you know, keep apologize, and even if he's not wrong, you know, but after a while he's gonna get sick of the BS. And so then y'all might argue and hang up the phone, and you're still waiting around like he's gonna call you, and that time he ain't gonna call you again. And I know a lot of females that won't pick up the phone and call him. They'd rather just cry or go out with their girlfriends or whatever. But they don't, you know, it's just really immature stuff. So that's the first thing. If you really want something that means something, you have to be a little bit mature about it. Even like some people never say I'm sorry or something. Even if you can't say the word I'm sorry, there's a way you could show somebody that you know you shouldn't have did that. Whatever you do. Because what happened, like how a man thinks, he'll let it slide a couple of times, but there's going to come a time when he's going to get sick of it. And nowadays, everybody thinks they're a badass. Everybody saying F this, F that, I don't care. But then when you're single or you end up with somebody that you really don't want to be with, or you could have did much better, but you chose not to. All right. See Uranus and Capricorn together. Uranus and Capricorn together with hers as well. In Capricorn. That's why I said the chart on the left, chart on the right, they're almost perfectly synced, but they're off for whatever reason. So if all the times given were correct, then that's the way it was. It was meant for them to kind of be off a little bit. And I've seen soulmates that have that. All right, now this one on the right, this one in the middle. So he will find himself in a serious relationship with someone who has Virgo and or Libra energy. But it's two things. It's the vertex cross and the Juno, serious relationship. So now we're looking for a Libra and or a Virgo. Her 6th house has Gemini in it. Her 9th house has Virgo in it. But her Libra is 10th house. So those two things wouldn't necessarily match up with her. And then her sun sign, Sagittarius. His sun sign, rather, middle Sagittarius. In the 8th house. And that's her ascendant is Sagittarius. But what about her? No, her ascendant is Sagittarius. But what about her 8th house? But then there's a vertex. Now that's a connection. 8th house Sagittarius with the sun. Her ascendant is Sagittarius. But a vertex in her 8th house. But that's not a major connection, but it is a connection. And remember, the sun rules Leo. Now somebody might say, well, the way you're saying it, she should have a way more passionate relationship with the guy on the far right. What if they say, well, that's not the case? I actually have a way more passionate with the guy in the middle. I just explained all that to y'all. I just told y'all. It's like with people, it's just chemistry. The universe can literally put you with the person that is yours, the person you should be with eternity with. And because of your third dimensional thinking or whatever, it don't happen. Because you don't open up to the person. Maybe you didn't like the approach, this and that. One guy might be more shy, but maybe when he opens up, you get to see more of the desirable traits you want. But because he's shy, you don't see it, or because you're like, a lot of females are like that. Oh, next. Oh, he seems a little intimidated. Next. Whereas the other guy might just be like, have like a fuck it kind of mentality, and giving you eye contact, everything a woman wants, and he just knows how to talk or whatever. He could be a player, or he might just be good at it. So you're going to choose him because that's low third dimensional. That's why that one might be better than the other one. In that sense. But overall, whatever one the universe is saying through the natal chart, that's the one. All right. So yeah, serious relationship, vertex Libra. That's her sun sign and her moon sign. Some type of connection with a Scorpio possibly, but it would be a Scorpio, Libra, Saturn, Capricorn connection. And again, her Libra is in the 10th house, which is ruled by Capricorn. And we already did the Libra connection. And her Scorpio is her true north node, and Juno's there. So yeah, he just scored again. And Pluto's in Scorpio for both of them. That's house number 11. Sun sign Sagittarius. Her ascendant Sagittarius. So they score again. Ninth house. Medium Coeli is in the ninth house. Usually when your medium Coeli is in your ninth house and it's a twin flame situation, that's usually your mentor. And it doesn't matter. You could be a male, that's your twin flame, but she's your mentor. That could be your female, your twin flame. Or if you're a female, it could be your male, if he's a male mentor. But again, the Capricorn connection. And then his Capricorn has Neptune, so does hers. And then Venus. So now we're going to do it again. So now you're looking at Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy with Capricorn and Neptune. And she does have Neptune and Capricorn. So they're matching again. And again, even like the other guy, he's off a little bit too. And I think I told her before because I saw that number 1714 again. And that shit been plaguing me all this week and shit. But even today, I got something in the mail with that 1714. No, and it's Venus. I'm talking about the middle chart. You see Venus and you see Jupiter 1714. And that's like a, I just got a lot of connections with that. All right. All right. Sagittarius, Neptune. And he see how he's got the Venus, Jupiter, same thing. But all these are off. So now his house number 10, Mars and Aquarius. Let's look at her 11th house. So I don't see any type of Aquarius connection. Pisces number 12, but ain't nothing really there. Is that right? Oh, that's number 10. Pisces number 11. And Aries number 12. See, again, both of these missed the point, but he really connects with her. The dude in the middle, he connects with her like in the relationship area, if y'all notice that. But it still ain't like a real, like a twin flame connection is the most beautiful thing you can see. Because it almost, they complement each other. Like they literally do. It's like you go out one door, you're going right into the other one. Like that's how much they complement each other. The dude in the middle, it would probably be heated, intimate, passionate. But when I say last, y'all gotta understand what I mean by last. Like sometimes you're with somebody, but y'all just don't stay as close as y'all did in the beginning. Or sometimes y'all break up. It's different ways of saying don't last. Like to me, last means when you know, like, but in third dimensional, it's hard to get to where the twin flame is supposed to be. Like every now and then you see real twin, I'm not going to say real, but you see twin flamers that have gotten past the third dimensional bullshit. And they can't live without each other. Because you see that on YouTube. And it's the most beautiful thing you can see in the world. But then you see other so-called twin flamers, and they can't get past the pain, the healing, the third dimensional, the worry. Because it's almost like it's just a beautiful experience. It's kind of like even if you were a twin flame and you're a runner, but that other person is kind of letting you know that we're supposed to be together, and I'm not giving up on it. And then finally the lights come on and that person's like, oh, yeah, it's worth it. Why am I running? And then they kind of get together that way. It's different ways twin flames connect, or sometimes they just run. But in this case, the one in the middle, it's going to be more the way it is. I mean, as far as intimacy, it's going to be way more intimate, passionate. And the guy on the right, not saying it doesn't have the possibility of being passionate, but it's more like friendly. It's like a friendly type of thing. Like they may have something. Like the person I was with for 8 years, we were like more friends than anything. Like the person that came after her was way deeper. It was more like way more intimate, way highly more sexual, way more intimate. And that was really like the soulmate. That was like somebody who I was really with. Whereas the person I was with for 8 years, it was more like it was really was like just two friends in a relationship. But it was never really like deeply intimate ever. Whereas the other one, the Kenyan, it was really like my soul connected with hers like every time we did anything, really. Like she was somebody I like being with, even though we got on each other's nerves and shit. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the difference of these charts. But they're both what I call karmic, meaning you're gonna have some type of situation with them. Like I said, that female that was in the store with me, even though we didn't talk, but we got there almost exactly at the same time. We both entered the store. We were in the store about the same amount of time. Then I walked out. I think I held the door open for her or something. I forget how it happened. I might have came out after her. I really figured she might have held the door open for me, but it was definitely a karmic situation. And when I say her held the door, she ain't hold it for me. She just passed it off because I was behind her or something. But I could tell that night. I could tell it was something. Like I knew we were supposed to do more than just. Cause I drove way the fuck out there. Like where I'm from, it ain't that far, but it's still far. Like you know how you be in a car and you go somewhere that really ain't that far, but still in a car. You know, it take a car to get way out there, so it is far. But it's not like I ain't go to New York or I ain't go like halfway up the parkway or nothing. But it still was a nice drive, especially for the way I felt. All right, so that's the best analysis I can give on that. But now we're going back to the full moon, both in the partial eclipse, to see how they're going to be acting around that time. So this is for the full moon. Okay, highly aggressive and unpredictable. And again, you can't see what I'm looking at. If you either get the reading, you can either get it that way, or you can just become a membership because we have a membership location. You can get it that way. Otherwise, you just hear me talking about it. You'll still be looking at the 3 charts. Now I'm looking at the 2 charts with the full moon of December 22nd and the partial solar eclipse of January 5th, 2019. And this is December 22nd, 2018, less than 2 days. So Aries is going to experience erratic behavior, intensity. Give me a moment. All kind of crap is going on. All right. Give me one moment. So now we'll look on both of these charts for the Aries energy. Aries energy. We'll look on 3 charts. 3 charts. Now we're primarily looking where the Aries is. But since the first house is ruled by Aries, but see, she got to be careful because she got that whole Mars thing going on, going right back. I don't know how you be at work. I don't know if you be talking shit at work. I don't know. But that's Capricorn, because that really represents your Capricorn. Either that's an old soul or a serious minded person, or that is just her career. So you will look at her Capricorn, and then you will look at her 10th house. So if you're not careful, see your Libras in your 10th house. So if you're not careful, you can have any type of 7th house situations. That's relationship, partnerships, agreements, open enemies. But it could also be a jump off, because that Aries energy could push something to happen that maybe might not have happened that soon without the Aries energy. So that's something to be on a look. And remember, your moon is also in Libra, which is the 10th house, which is still going to be Capricorn energy. So that's going to affect you. Plus, you might see some supernatural stuff, because if you're an old soul, which I think you're an old soul, you probably might see some supernatural or experience it. So we're still following the Aries energy. And again, so you definitely got some family stuff that might happen, because your Aries is in your 4th house of family, and then your Mars is in the 7th house, but it's Cancer, which is still family. So just be careful how you respond or react, because it could be a real intense time. Now the person in the middle, his Aries is in his 12th house, which is a house of endings. His planet Mars, again, is in the career sector. Is that the career sector? Yep. With the moon. So that's going to affect him too. So he got to be careful. But his career sector has like Aquarius. That's Friends Association Group. So not even sure what that would be. But it's still a career sector, more Capricornian energy. So you got to be careful. But if you notice, he's got Venus and Jupiter. So he might actually be meeting his twin, if he don't already know who she is. And if you notice, they got at number 17 again, Karmic. And it got Neptune, which means things are going to be kind of foggy, fantasy world, but that's how stuff starts. So this guy in the middle, he might be finding some love in Capricornian energy or Sagittarius energy as well, because that's the 9th house with Jupiter. And right now, Jupiter is in Sagittarius. See, right now, he can't do no wrong. So for this dude right here in the middle, love might pop off. And when I say love, I'm using that as a broad way. I'm using it in a broad use. And like him, I would, just because I'm being me, I would jump to his 5th house, because I'm looking at the chart in the middle. And that's Virgo energy. Because Virgo's like they dating and fun and stuff like that. So that, I was just looking at the 5th house. But then in Virgo, it rules the 6th house. Ain't that crazy? Now Virgo rules the 6th house, and in his 6th house, you see the vertex and you see Juno, which goes back to Libra. So it's still her. Ha ha ha. See, I love what I do. That was the spirit realm, because something said check the 5th house. And then when I did, then I could see the science. And then if you notice, her Virgo got healing. Because women a lot of times, I'm not saying she like that, but women always be acting so tough, like they don't want love and shit, or they don't need love. Everybody need love. Everybody listening, y'all need to stop all that hard body shit. Like, all y'all act like y'all so hard. Oh, I've been hurt and I'm not going to get hurt. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. I don't need nobody. Stop talking that crazy talk. Y'all got to do the spirit say, speak affirmation. Be positive. That's why I say get your natal chart. Stay updated. Get readings. Make yourself available. I mean, just like I said, when the universe goes that much out of its way to bring you together to somebody, how dare you go, nah, that's all right. Nah, I ain't ready. Nah. I mean, if you could see some signs, like, I mean, my soulmate, I don't know what that would have been. But first off, she's legal, but she's way younger than me. Then second off, she go both ways and all kind of stuff. So she had a lot of stuff that I wouldn't be dealing with. But I was smart enough to know her energy. And I always went out of my way to keep a cool relationship with her, because I knew we had energy, and we used to talk to each other in our dreams and everything. I mean, she came in like the way she came in, and that's how she worked too. But how she came in through the dream. She came in like whenever you see Neptune, that's your dreams and shit. And see how they both got Neptune and Capricorn. So remember I said this is all about Capricorn. I just said that. So these two right here might get ready and pop it off, if they're not already. The one in the middle and the one here. But it's gonna be like really intimate. But it may not be. I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm trying to tell y'all. But sometimes you could be with somebody, but for whatever reason, like you just somehow know that that's not your twin. Plus the universe be letting you know too. Cause like I said, me and Kenyan, we was close. Like she like a thug. She like a homeboy and shit. That's why when I talk about her, if you listen, I got nothing but respect for her. She pissed me the fuck off. But that motherfucker like a thug and shit. She like a nigga. But no, but she is everything a woman though. But she like she could outdrink you and shit. She like the type of chick you would like bang with, but she just wasn't loyal and shit. Like I wouldn't trust her because she just wasn't loyal in a lot of ways. And I'm a Leo. Everything is loyal when you a Leo. And I used to do everything for that chick. And I remember the thing that she said to me, she said a lot of mean shit to me. But the one thing she said to me that just left a bad taste in my mouth, I'm driving her ass around. Now keep in mind, I did everything for this chick. I'm driving her ass all around and somebody cuts me off. And this is what she says. You know, that was your fault. And if we went to court, I would have to testify against you and shit. When that motherfucker said that shit, I said, this motherfucking snitching shit. Like, I was like, that was it. I think that was probably the last straw that broke the camel's back out of all the fucked up shit she did. I said, I'm driving your ass around. I'm fucking risking everything I got for you. And you gonna say some shit like that to me? You gotta go. But I still got a lot of love for her, a lot of respect. But I would never hook up with her again and shit. I mean, I'm not the same dude. That's a long time ago. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Sometimes you could be intimate, y'all could be deep and shit, but there's still something lacking where that's not the real the connection, the real connection. And then with your twin, even then, if y'all ain't ready, it don't matter how hard the universe worked to bring y'all together, y'all not gonna connect. Cause y'all have to want to talk. Like y'all gotta want to talk, try to work through it, and you gotta almost give it a chance. And a lot of times, like I said, we've been hurt before, and you might not even like the person that much. You just going with a feeling, like the feeling you know this person's special, and you got some connection to this person, but it's really based on a past life or past lives. And in this particular life, you might not even be that interested for whatever reason. And so, even if they was trying to get your attention, you're just not really that interested for whatever reason. And it's not that you being mean or nothing. You're just not that interested. Cause like I done did it all, and I done seen a lot of bullshit, so I'm just not with it. And then somebody else you'll see, y'all will just click, and then you be like, yo, I want to get to know you. You know, the Leo side, because like I said, my sun side is Leo, my moon sign is Capricorn. So only certain ones see the Leo. Other than almost everybody see the Capricorn. More reserved, more to myself and shit like that. It is what it is. But like I've learned, I don't worry about it. You know, I love what I do. Like I love doing these charts. I love what I do. And my life, very hectic, but thanks to the grace of God, I get through it. And I don't worry about all that other stuff because life is too short to be worrying about. Life is too short to be worrying about your life based on what somebody else do. That's just stupid. You should worry about your life. Get your shit together. So that's what I'm seeing over here. Right now, we were talking about Aries, but Aries got us all over here. And see, even his Aries, his first house is ruled by Aries. His ascendant is Taurus, but it's still in Aries. And Taurus rules the second house. And when you look at her second house, it go Capricorn again. And then it go right up to that 6-9, that a Cancer. But then his Cancer, this dude over here, is Cancer with Mars in it. But like I said, the one that's going to be more sexually intimate, according to the chart, is this one. The one in the middle. But this one may get intimate too, but it may not be as... Because he got Capricorn going on too, but that's in his 5th house of fun. Wait, let me see. Hold up. I'm sorry, that's in his 6th house. A home, a family, or Virgo. See, where's his Juno at? See, his Juno and Leo, but when it's that close, that's what be making me mad. See, his Juno's in Leo, but it's that close to Virgo. Because that'll throw you off. But see, his Juno in Leo, and then she's a Leo. That's her vertex. See, to me, the one in the middle is more like the sexual really going in. And the one on the right is more like, you know, trying to get that serious relationship, that home, you know, 6th house and shit like that. But this dude too, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His 6th house is like relationship. He got Juno there too, and a vertex, both of them. But what I'm trying to tell you, the one over here, far right, it's more serious. Like with Capricorn, and the one in the middle is more like, cause like I said, with my king in, we would be all up in Atlantic City, and like she was the only person. Me and her would like just be on Atlantic City. We would ride up and down the strip in the car and shit, and we would just be getting out the car, just walking around, and then we would be going in casinos and shit. But we had a lot of luck, cause that's Jupiter. Like Jupiter be blessing like twin flame relationships and couples and shit. So if I will put some money in the machine, I get money back. You know what I'm saying? And then like a couple of times, like we would eat dinner and shit, and they would never bring us a bill. So we would just get up and walk out and shit. But that was a long time ago. That was like almost 20 years ago. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is it was just more with her. Like her, I could have drove all over and it would have been cool. Whereas somebody else, it would have got boring because it wouldn't have been nothing to talk about. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm sensing with these charts. The one on the right may be well intentioned, but it's not gonna hit her the way this one would. Cause he's all up in the houses that matter. Not saying the other one ain't, but see, you don't want your 6th house or your 7th house to be too serious. And what's kind of his 6th house is serious with Capricorn, but then his 7th house is saying, yo, I'm Aquarius. I need my space. I don't mind being in a relationship with you, but I need my space. And then his chart, it keep missing. Like you don't know if he's a Pisces in the 7th house. You don't know if his true north node is a Pisces or the Aquarius, and that shit matter. You understand? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If his time is right, it's gonna be a lot of indecision here, and after a while, a female ain't gonna want that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like in the beginning, because females are just do what they do. Bottom line is that uncertainty might turn them on, because they want they like a challenge. So the uncertainty might turn them on in the beginning. But after a while, you're gonna get sick of the half-ass. Like you don't know, is your Juno in Leo or is your Juno in Virgo? Because I need to know. Because Leo want to play. He's romantic and fun, but he want to play. Whereas Virgo, she rules the 6th house, so she's gonna be more about home. And then if you see Juno with Virgo and Capricorn, that could be a good look. You know what I'm saying? For the home and seriousness. But this dude, you can't tell which one. So either if the time is right for the chart on the right, then he's going to be unpredictable. Or otherwise, the time, we got to get the real time. Because that's as far as I can go. But everything with him is just missing it by a mark, Whereas this dude, not saying he's going to be like a long-term Joey, but at least when he is there, he put that work in. And this dude to the right is more confusing. Like you're almost saying, I want to be serious, but then you're playing games. If his time is right. So that was supposed to be with Aries energy. So let's go to the next. Let's go back to the full moon. Okay. Now let me see this shit, because there's so many fucking charts and shit. Yeah, I did it right. I just wanted to make sure. Because these motherfuckers be looking similar and shit. Like, even the moon charts look kind of similar. Alright. Now, second is Taurus. But Juno is in Taurus. Meaning Tauruses or Aries might find themselves in a serious relationship under this full moon. But remember, Aries is going to be real intense right now. So now we're looking at Taurus and Aries. And again, her first house, well, her first house is what? Taurus and Aries, okay. So we already did Capricorn. We're not going to do Capricorn again. See, like what I'm saying, if you look, see his Capricorn got all that stuff, and the one to the right, he got the vertex. But the dude in the middle, his Capricorn got Venus and Jupiter. So most women, not all of them, but most women want the Venus and the Jupiter. It's just more funner. Even if it's in Capricorn, it's still gonna be way more funner than Capricorn. But all these are retrogrades, and you got Saturn retrograde, Uranus retrograde, and Uranus retrograde is somebody just change up on you. And like I said, what some women do, they put up with stuff like that at first, but it come a time when they get sick of it. Cause just what are you, nigga? Like, what house are you in? Like, which one are you? You know, because it's almost like you switching up. And with Uranus retrograde, that's what it does. It change up on you and shit. All right, so we did Aries, second house Taurus with Juno. And that's his true north node, which means he's going to be in a Juno thinking mind. And when you go to Juno, it's her. So we can keep going over this. When you go to his Juno, it's Libra. So what I'm saying, we could go around the whole chart, but I already did this. You know what I'm saying? I already did all the signs. The main thing she wanted to know was which one. So right now, with this full moon going on, it may be him. Now, just for anybody, because I'm a realist, I like to talk sometime. Let's say somebody say, well, a full moon came and went and ain't nothing changed and nothing happened. You got to ask yourself certain questions. Where were you at? Were you close? What did you do? See, like I said, in all fairness, when I first met my soulmate, but the reason why, I'm going to tell you why I was mad at my soulmate, because I knew she knew, just like with my twin flame, we knew we was dreaming about each other. Like, we knew it. That's how powerful the communication was. And then I had been through a lot, and I wasn't going through another twin flame hell. You know, soulmate or whatever you want to call it. I just wasn't going through another hell. And so when I met her, I just want to know what she had to say. But she was on some, you know, not that she really said or did anything bad, but I could just kind of tell she was kind of like thinking she was going to control shit. And I said, first off, I'm a grown-ass man. Ain't no way in hell you going to be controlling me. Second off, I don't need this bullshit. Because I got other shit on my mind. I got other shit I'm trying to do in my life. I don't need this silly shit. So when she seen that I kind of, you know, withdrew a little bit, then she was kind of like trying to go out of her way to get it back. But I was always saying to myself, even if we get it back, what are we going to do with it? And then I was saying to myself, plus, like, I'm a real dude. If she like to go both ways, that's her business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to stop that. I'm not going to be all up in, I don't want nothing to do with that. Plus, everybody she be kicking it with work there. You know, and her so-called boyfriend or whatever they are, that's somebody, like, I look up to that dude. So I wasn't gonna mess around with that. And then with this betrayal that's about to come up, a lot of stuff came up making implications between the employer, meaning my boss, and situation I ain't gonna talk about here, but you know, I shouldn't have to spell it out. And I don't need that type of heat in the first place. Because a lot of shit that's happening now, believe it, I used to work across the street from where I work now when I was a teenager. And the same type of shit happened. You know? So that's why I said this is like we in like a circle. You just do the same shit over and over again. You just get older and shit. But other than that, it's almost the same shit. So I was chilling on all of that. So with the full moon, it's quite obviously that these two, the possible. So what I'm saying is, if it don't heat up, it's because of reasons like that, or maybe like I said, I think she's a little intimidated by me because I really got a Capricornian personality. Like if you don't know me, you probably just gonna see the Capricornian side. Now if you know me, you see more of the Leo. I be cracking jokes and shit. Like with the dudes I work with, we be cracking jokes, we be wilding up in there. But if you don't know me, then you probably would see my Capricornian side. So she didn't really know how to approach me. And then I just felt like, at that time, I just felt like, if you scared to talk to me, you know, how can I take you seriously? But now I might do things differently. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't, like the look wasn't good. And basically, I didn't care if the sex was good. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit older. Like that shit, like after a while, you grow out that shit. Like after you done did that shit, you grow out of that shit. It's the, who cares? So that, like I said, it was nothing on the table that would even interest me in those ways. And then she makes it real difficult to talk. You know, like even if I would try to talk to her, it was always a reason why she couldn't talk or too busy. And so she was always just doing like really silly shit to me. And this went on for a while, so it just was one of them things that wasn't gonna pop off. But I'm a firm believer that at the end of the day, everything happened for a reason. So right. So I don't know if I'm gonna go around the whole thing for this full moon because it's quite obviously. But we'll see. All right. So now Gemini. Full moon. Is this the full moon? Yep. Gemini in their third house. But it could also be almost be the second house. But just look at where Gemini is over here. Just see. So now his Gemini, the guy on the far right, and his Gemini has Venus. No, it doesn't. It has Jupiter and Mercury. And then we can go to his third house. And see, in his third house, it has Libra again. At 22 degrees. So like I said, again, what that means is if these two were together doing that energy, something might happen. Even just some flirtation or something deeper might happen, but that's a might. Whereas with this one, it's more, if both of them ain't playing games with each other, it's on. Like I said, one day at my job, I met a female like that. And that's how she was. She wasn't with that bullshit. Neither was I. Because I ain't about no games. And everything I did to show her I was interested, she matched it. Like it was, to me, it's the most romantic thing you could see. Like if that shit was on video camera, you could actually see. Like we was just staring at each other. We both know we looking at each other, but we acting like the other person don't know. But we both know we looking at each other. And everything that I would wanted her to do, she did and shit. It was like perfect. It was like perfect shit. That's how shit get popping and stuff. All right. So let's go to the next sign. I need that full moon. Give me a moment. Okay, now it's the true north node and the moon and Cancer. So you definitely gonna have mother concerns. And believe me, if your mother has gone to rest, she's still gonna be around. And remember, the moon and Cancer rule the fourth house, and the moon and Cancer is Imom Coeli, mother in the subconscious. So you might be thinking about your mother, you might be dreaming about your mother. and that's the true north node. Now her Cancer got that Mars, so you got to be careful. Like I said, it's leaving her house, the 7th house, and going into the 8th, but you just got to be careful. And then in her 4th house is Aries, so just got to be careful with just the aggression, the warlike ways. His Cancer is good fortune. The guy in the middle. And then just like this dude, his Cancer is 12th house, Warren ways. So he got to be careful too. And then let's go to his 4th house, Scorpio. And then 8th house, Pisces. So him and her got that Cancer Mars thing together. Like at the end of the day, like I said, under this full moon, if the chart on the left and the chart on the right were together under this full moon, it might be some flirt and it might be a little bit some. Just like when you see when you got a natal chart, you can see why people got how they got together and why they broke up. With a natal chart, you can see it, because that's what, in my opinion, based on the natal chart, that's what would happen. And sometimes it just goes different, because a female might stay with a dude anyway, even though she's feeling a certain type of way. And this is a lot of times you see people cheating on each other. That's why, because there's something missing. And then you meet somebody else that hits the spot, but you still don't want to be with them either. So you'll stay with this person, but you're still going to that person for the other. So this is, you can see it on the natal chart. All right. Fifth house, Leo, for the under the full moon. Her Leo is saying that she's gonna have some type of connection, because where her Leo is her vertex, and that, again, that's a soul situation. Yeah, so the universe let me know that me and my soulmate was gonna talk, because I hadn't been at work. I've been out sick. And so it did. Like we ended up in a back room again, a perfect location to talk. But she acted like she didn't want to talk, just doing the same stupid shit she do. So then I left it. You know what I'm saying? I just left it alone. And then that night or whatever, I went to bed, and this is what happened. Like right before I woke up, I heard a voice say, "I'm ready," and it kissed me on my lips and shit. And I knew that was her. So the next day when I seen her, she was more going out of her way to try to talk to me and shit. So it'd be a lot of hitting and missing. But like I said, that's my point. If it's a lot of hitting and missing, there's a reason for that. That's how I feel. But don't get me wrong, if you really wanted to push it, you could make it happen. But I'm like, I don't know. See, I've been on the planet for a minute, and I just know what it's like. Like with that female I walked to the car that day, there was no bullshit. Like it was 100 the whole time. And not saying it's gonna be 100 the whole time, but it ain't gonna keep being a whole bunch of silly ass hitting, missing, and stupid shit. Cause like, don't forget, like my soulmate, like I know shit. Like y'all gotta understand, when you're really down with the universe, like you gonna get information. I ain't talking about using no cards. I ain't talking about being no psychic or no shit. You gonna get it. It's just you gonna be blessed. Like I didn't know. The day I walked that other female to the car, it was some strange stuff with the full moon and all that. Well, the moon, I won't say it was full, but the moon and all this other stuff. So I called that dude. See, that's before I knew that he was going out with her. But I kind of, like I said, this shit already happened at that other job. It's like a badass movie and shit. So I kind of already knew they probably hitting each other, you know. But I didn't know for sure. And so then when I called him out to see the moon, then we was just talking about shit. Like I was talking about the female, the reason why I went out there and shit. And I was telling him, and he's like, yeah. And then he started talking about her. But he didn't know I knew it was my soulmate or whatever. So she is kind of, she tried to dominate shit. You know, she be trying to like really dominate, and like for her that's cool because she younger, and I ain't even mad at her. But from the viewpoint of a grown ass man, that's the most stupid. Like I ain't ready for that silly. Like nigga, would you think I'm gonna go backwards? I don't go backwards. The fuck you talking about? So it's just cooler for her to just do her thing and me do me, and it be what it is. So that's why I'm saying sometimes the universe bring y'all together, but for reasons like that, y'all ain't gonna connect. So I think we was talking about what Leo energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leo energy in the 5th house. So again, the chart on the left, she's gonna have some type of vertex. 8th house of Scorpio. Soulmate relationship with Leo energy or Scorpio energy. You go to his chart. Scorpio's in the 7th house, which is ruled by Libra. Don't forget she's a Libra. And when you go to her 8th house, when you go to his 8th house, the sun is there, but don't forget the sun rules Leo. And then his sun sign is Sagittarius in his 8th house, and then her ascendant is Sagittarius. So like I said, the deeper relationship is the dude in the middle. The relationship over here is something that could happen, but ultimately she's gonna get tired of it. Cause he's almost like wishy-washy. He's almost like two people. If she wants me to read his whole chart, I could do that. But just by what I'm seeing, if that's the real time, you can see it. So let me just do this. This is house number 5 on a full moon chart. 6, 7, 8. Let's do 3 more houses and see if anything changes, because I know it's not. 6th house Virgo for the full moon. Her Virgo's in the 10th house, which is Sagittarius, which we already covered Sagittarius. And then go to her 6th house, ruled by Virgo. Is Gemini energy. Now, I believe we're talking about Virgo. Let's go to his Virgo. 4th house, ruled by Leo. 5, 6, his 6th house, ruled by Virgo, is Scorpio, with Pluto and Saturn. Her Scorpio has Pluto in it. Alright, so we'll leave that one alone. Alright. And I think we said Virgo. So now we go to the chart on the right. 2nd house Virgo, ruled by Taurus. And then that takes you to his 10th house. Virgo, the 2nd house is ruled by Taurus. With Virgo in it. Chart on the right goes his 10th house. And then you see the sun, the moon, and Venus. But see, that's her 10th house, new moon. But when you see that, then you have to ask, does this guy on the right have any connection to Libra? So let's find Libra on his chart. Libra. Number 22 goes Lilith. And that would be some type of Gemini connection. Yeah, it's off. That's why I keep saying it's off. By the count. So then go to his 7th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th house, Libra. Or Aquarius. And in her 11th house, the true North Node, but it's Scorpio. There's no connection whatsoever. And we already went over where they do connect. So that's why I said it's fruitless to keep going back over it. As far as anything really popping off under the full moon, it would be the guy in the middle. But I still told you why it may not happen. That's why I said it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like some people meet and they be like, yo, what's up? And they be like, they with it. You know? And then other people meet, maybe somebody playing games or some crazy shit. And then it take longer. Or they don't hook up at all. Each person got to make their choice. And all I tell any female is just make sure the dude ain't crazy. And make sure if you don't know him that good, make sure y'all meet in public places and stuff like that. Keep yourself safe. But other than that, all that silly stuff y'all do, all that playing hard to get and all that silly shit, y'all just make the whole process harder. You got to understand there's a reason why the universe put y'all two together. Especially if it's some weird ass shit. Like if y'all work in the same department store or whatever and y'all both end up in the back room at the same time. Perfect place to talk or some shit like that. Or y'all be in the same aisle. Like that day, like after that dream came and she kissed me on the lips and said, I'm ready. She really did. Then that day she came out from behind her counter because she has her own department. And I seen her walking around. And I was like, I'm standing right over here. She could come over here. And then it's like she knew it. Then she came over there. She came over there and said hi and shit. Then she went out of her way to talk to me like she used to and shit. And I think that was the last day I worked before I was out on kind of like sick leaves. A lot of shit just keep happening. Like right now in astrology, this is something I should tell y'all too. Right now in astrology, they're pulling some people away from the whole career thing. And no matter how much you try to be there, shit gonna keep coming up. All kind of wild shit. I be talking about shit like that on my other channel. But that's because they trying to pull you out of there. And like you be scared because you're like, oh, I gotta get bills gotta get paid, But they be like, you just gotta trust. And either way, they're gonna make it, so it ain't gonna happen anyway. But that's why I be telling people, instead of playing silly games and shit like that, first off, like I said, my advice to anybody is this: when you first meet somebody, save all that bullshit. You know, like if you're interested in a person, try to act like you happy to meet them or smile or some shit. But if I just meet you and off the dome piece, you kind of talking crazy about spell your name right or whatever the fuck you talking about. I just met you, motherfucker. Don't tell me to spell your name right, nigga. Like, how about say hi, nice to meet you and shit. What the fuck I look like to you? Who the fuck you think you talking to? So that was. And then one time, I guess she was trying to talk to me and she didn't know how. Now keep in mind, she has her own department. And I'll never understand what's going on with this. So I'm in my department minding my own business. I'm at the cash register. And she came out of nowhere. She is like, I need a price check. I was mad. I was like, who the fuck does she think she talking to? How about, could I get a price check? Or would you give me a price check? This motherfucker was like, yo, I need a price check. But that's how she is. She manly though. But now I understand why though. Like now I understand why. But at the moment I didn't understand why. I like, man, who the fuck she think she talking to? With all this bass in her voice and shit. So what I'm trying to tell you, when you first meet somebody, especially if you know, like we both knew we were soulmates. Like we knew from day one, both of us. She know and I know. We done had dreams together. We done talked to each other through dreams and shit. And it was just the energy, the power was just so fucking powerful. And the day we talked, I knew we was gonna talk and shit. And she's real smart. Like when she really want to talk to me, she'll figure out a way and shit. She be coming up with like real creative ways and shit. That's why, like I said, I know that could have went different ways, but because of the reasons I stated, it probably won't. So I'm gonna leave it like that. It's quite obviously, and I've already shown you how the chart on the right and the chart on the left do connect. But like I said, from what I see, unless his time is incorrect, it's not gonna, like, she might go with it for a while, but she's not gonna really be not really down with it, because he's gonna seem a little wishy-washy to her. And then this dude, he puts it in, and all the most, like, Scorpio, all the whole area that women love is all up in here. That 7th house, 8th house, 9th house, 10th house, he got those areas covered. And even the 6th house ain't bad, because even in the 6th house, he got Juno and the vertex. And Libra is right there, and that's her sign. But I'm not saying that's her twin, though. It could be, but from what I'm seeing, it might not be. It looks like it's more like it's a soul connection, a stronger soul connection. That's why I said I was with that woman for 8 years, but she was more like a friend to me. But really like a friend to me. I really mean that, like a friend. You understand? But now the Kenyan, soulmate, 100%. Like a thug friend. Like what any man wants. You want a motherfucker you can hang out with. Like back then, I don't drink no more. But you want somebody you can hang out with. You want somebody you could just hang out at the bar if you want. You want somebody you could just drive around and do the shit we did. Like when we was in Atlantic City, we really did. We went up and down that strip, and we would ride up into them like casinos and shit, and those hotels, and it wouldn't be nobody. You know how it's always somebody right there stopping the car, and you got to pay to get in. Not us. That's why we was blessed by the universe. We would ride up in there, wouldn't be nobody, so we would just ride up in there and park our cars and shit, get out, walk all the fuck around and shit. Wow. We be up in Atlantic City like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5, because you know Atlantic City don't sleep. You still see bands out there playing and shit. Like with her, it was totally different and shit. But this dude in the middle, he'd be more like that. Like with the great sex and the fun and shit like that. Where this dude in the right, he's kind of pushing a little bit. Kind of pushing for a more serious type thing. But then he'll flip it and do some shit that's like not serious. And you're looking at him like, damn, you're confusing me. So somebody might put up with that for a while, but after a while, it's not gonna be desirable no more. Just my opinion. So now we go into the partial solar eclipse of January 5th, 2019. And from what I'm hearing, this is all about betrayal, but it's all about career versus in non-career. Some people are saying career versus in family, Capricorn versus in Cancer. I'm telling you that's not true. It's career versus non-career, because they're also dealing with relationships as well. First house, Leo. Again, still dealing. See, her Leo still is dealing with that vertex, which is soulmate, because her Leo's in her 8th house. So she's still dealing with the soulmate. His Leo is what? 4th house, which could be family. And really, when you're dating somebody, that's kind of like family, astrologically speaking. Even in your 9th house is about in-laws. When you're dating somebody, whether you're married to that person or not, their family becomes your in-laws, astrologically speaking. And then he's going to have something to do with that full moon. Why? He's going to, the guy on the right is going to have something to do with the partial eclipse, because his ascendant is Leo, and there's his Juno right there. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's her. It could be. See, this is where people meet real quick, but they fall off sometimes. Because like I said, believe me, had my soulmate been a little bit more wanting to talk or whatever, it may not have went the way it did. But she messed up at first because she wanted the boss, she wanted to control everything. So that turned me off immediately. Then when she was trying to talk to me, I was doing other shit, and still she was trying to talk all hard body or whatever. And then when she finally calmed down, ready to talk, I went out on sick leave. And then when I came back, it was almost a division again. So I went out of my way to pull us back together. And then when the universe put us in the back room together, she was rushing to get up out of there or whatever. So she wasn't trying to talk or nothing. So then, that's the very next night or whatever, I had the dream, which, well, as I was waking up, it was like she's letting me know I'm ready. That's what it was, a kiss on the lips, I'm ready. And then that next day she was really trying to talk. But I wasn't used to her, because I don't know, which one of you am I getting? And that's how he is, the guy on the right, in my opinion. Which one of you am I getting? So then I was trying to talk to her again, but then I was out sick again or out some other shit. A whole lot of shit just keep popping up. So this is what I'm trying to tell anybody, but I'm especially talking to females because y'all tend to be the ones with all the games. Really, really, all them emotions and shit. Y'all gotta, if you want to talk, talk. Don't wait for the guy to do it. Don't, like, if you really want to talk, come up with a way to talk, because it's too much game playing, and everybody's not gonna do that. Especially right now, we keep talking about Capricorn energy. Capricorn is kind of serious energy. Not that it got to be real serious, but you got to let somebody know if you really feel it. Like, if you feel a certain way, you got to show something. Because while you playing all these games, if somebody else walks up and they get with that person, you're going to be madder than a motherfucker. Now you want to kill something. But you wasn't one playing games, so you should kill yourself. You should smack yourself in the face for playing all them games. Don't play them games. And when you're dealing with soulmate and twin mate energy, it's like past lives. So when y'all separate, it goes like far. Like it's just emotionally, it goes far. Like y'all could be standing next to each other in the same room, but it's like lifetimes away, because that person's it's powerful energy. The person don't want to get hurt, and you might have hurt them before in a past life, and now they don't want that shit. So that's why you want to make sure that if you feel a certain way and know something, that you're actually doing something to go with it. Like, to go back to the store I was at, see, the female could have faked it. Like, if she ain't have on a watch, she could have been like, excuse me, could you tell me what time it is or something? And even like a little smile or something like that. Oh, thank you, with a smile. That's like letting a guy know that I'm approachable. Because some guys ain't gonna do it for whatever reason. Like, I was listening to this dude. I think he was recently on Wendy Williams, but I heard him talking somewhere else. I heard him talking in a video on YouTube. And he was saying, man, nowadays, he said, with females, he said, I don't make no type of move. He said, now I make the female, she got to make every move. Like, she got to know what's up. If she say she coming over, like, I got to let her know, and she got to know. Like, I got to know for sure, why are you coming over, what it is. He said, because I don't make no type of move unless I'm positively sure that this is what she want. Why? Because it'd be a lot of dudes going to jail, getting in trouble. It'd be a lot of dudes because motherfuckers playing games and shit. Because that's what that is. Like, either you do or you don't, like, but either way, brothers should know. It shouldn't be no bullshit. Because a nigga thinking y'all had a great night. Like, I had a date I went on a long time ago. And it was the first date, so I didn't know how to act. So when a female was getting out the car, she just kissed me. And that was like a real deep, passionate kiss and shit. But then after that, she ain't never called no more or nothing. So what the fuck was the kiss for? You know what I'm saying? You hurt my feelings and shit. What the fuck was the kiss for? I'm still trying to figure that shit out. So that's what I'm talking about. Which one is it? And then, if you find that your life is confusing, you got to look at yourself. What type of messages are you sending out? So that's the Leo. Under the partial solar eclipse, the guy on the right is going to be ready for something serious. But you got to remember one thing. Serious to him in relationship to you is not necessarily what you would define as serious. And you might find that out on your own. And I already explained the reasons why, so I'm not going to explain it again. Now, where is Leo? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth house of family. And he rules the fifth house of home. That's deep. So, the guy in the middle, I am going to explain this though. The guy in the middle, he is interested. See, his fifth house Leo is in family, fourth house. And then his Leo ruled by, his 5th house is ruled by Leo. He got Virgo, which is home. And then when you go to his 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo home, you're there. Libra with the vertex and with Juno, which is Sirius. And then when you go to his 7th house, which is relationship, it's Scorpio, which is your true north node. And both of y'all got Pluto in it. And even his Venus is in Capricorn, which is kind of serious. Again, I'm not saying this is going to be the one you would be with a B. It could go either way. It's one of them things. Because I'm still saying, you know, some people are married to the soulmate. Some people are married to the twin soul. It just all depends. All I'm saying is a twin soul tells a story like one door opening right into another door. But it tells a story like two lovers holding their hands, but they hold it in such a way like they lock it. That's how twin flames usually is. All right. So that's the partial solar eclipse, January 5th. Next house is Libra. In the 3rd house of Gemini at 22. Interesting. So your Libra is your sun sign in the 10th house, Capricorn energy. His Capricorn has Venus in it. Where's this guy? His Capricorn is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the Virgo energy. Home. With the vertex. See, it's almost, for her, she could hook up with either one of these dudes during a partial solar eclipse. Because I believe we said Virgo. But the chart, the full moon chart, favors the guy in the middle more. Because his 1st house is Taurus. Let me see. I take that back. Yeah, now this chart on a partial full moon, yeah, it looks like his. The guy on the right, it's the same house placement. Like the ascendant is Leo. Okay, so Virgo. Her Virgo's in Sagittarius, which is her ascendant. His sun sign in the middle. See, even his Sagittarius and his Virgo connects to her Virgo, because her Virgo's in the 9th house, which is Sagittarius, and she's got Chiron, which is healing. His Virgo connects to Taurus energy in the 2nd house. But then his Taurus is in the 10th house. So her 10th house is same thing, sun and moon and all that. So again, it's still what I'm saying. This part, it's more likely that with this partial moon, that they'll have a stronger pull. The chart on the left and the chart on the right will have a stronger pull. But ultimately, it's not somebody like you just see people together. Like I said, I was with somebody for 8 years, but it was not no type of soul connection. It was more like that Capricornian, more commitment and shit like that. That's a lot. I was a lot younger. It was about religion, all kind of stupid, like all kind of stupid stuff that just like you're with somebody, but you ain't with them for the right reason. Like when y'all have sex, it ain't like you. It's not like y'all are even bonding and shit. I remember me and the Kenyans had sex all night long one time, and I still went to work with no sleep. And that I had more energy. I had more energy that fucking day than I probably had in my whole life and shit. I worked the whole shit. I worked the whole shift without sleeping. That's how good it was. But that's that soul shit. That's that soulmate or whatever you want to call it. That's that twin soul shit. It's power that you can't pass because it's universal power. It goes way deeper than just you. So you can have a relationship where sometimes like the person you're with is almost like your friend. It's just that y'all are having sex. But it's not like y'all got deep passion or nothing like that. All right, so yeah, so what I'm trying to do, let's do this again. Let's go back. This is January 5th, partial solar eclipse. So we did Leo, we just did Virgo, we did Libra in the third house. Now Scorpio with Venus, fourth house. So the first thing you want to do is just see if anybody has Scorpio with Venus. And give me a moment. You're looking for Scorpio with Venus, which she has, true north node, so it's definitely going to affect her. But again, she got to be easy, because how you treat your family. I mean, I'm not saying who's right or wrong, because I know how crazy families can be. But that could fuck you up, too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I be trying to teach people, the more you get into what I'm trying to teach y'all, you got to let shit go. I mean, I know shit be fucked up, because my shit was dysfunctional, too. But you only hurting yourself by keep carrying that shit. So, because right now, with this full moon, it's looking at the fourth house, which is going to be family, but it's looking at Scorpio energy and Venus energy. And that's what your chart is all about. That's what yours is all about. Family, but also Scorpio energy, Venus energy, your true north node. So, and you got Pluto. So you might find you could actually, and you got Juno. You got everything in that house. Yeah, you got a stellium. So I don't know if you ever heard me say stellium. I probably did, because I think it was your chart that taught me stellium. Stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in the same house. But that's a lot of energy, and it could really mess you up. So with these full moons and stuff like that, all that, but you got to really be cool. So now you could even find yourself in a serious relationship with, or a serious type of relationship with Aquarius energy, because that's the 11th house. Is it? Yep. Gemini energy because of Mercury. Anything with Venus could be Taurus or Libra, which you're the Libra. And or Scorpio energy. But that's why I said keep in mind, we're only going by these 2 charts, but there's other people on the planet too. So it's almost like under that partial solar eclipse, you're actually going to be transmitting and receiving. So his Scorpio is in the 7th house and Pluto. So right away, you got a connection right there. And we already did his 8th house, which is Sagittarius, which is your ascendant. So once again, it's him. Again. And then his Scorpio is in the 4th house. Yeah, so what I'm telling you, we could do this and go all the way around, but it's still going to say the same thing. Ultimately, the guy on the right is somebody you could connect with, but it's more like even if y'all are having sex, it's almost like holding hands. It's like I said, like that person I was with for 8 years. That was more like a friend. But she's still around. Like her higher self still be popping up now. Cause let me just tell you how. When I was sitting next to my twin, whose name is Rosa, she was on the left side of me. The person on the right side of me had the same name as the person I was with for 8 years. And this is so crazy that on that person's birthday, this person came to work dressed up, wearing a dress. Because she always dressed real informal. But on that day, she wore a dress. I said, is today your birthday? She said, no. Why would you think today is my birthday? I said, because I was in a relationship with somebody for 8 years that has the same name as you, and the day's her birthday. And just like when my Kenyon's birthday came around, there was this big ass rainbow up in the sky. And I would not have seen it except the guy at the door, his name was Ken. And he said, hey, look up the rainbow. I said, what rainbow? He said, look up. And then it was a rainbow up. And it was on my Kenyon's birthday. And the dude at the door's name was Ken. So this shit is bigger than y'all think. That's why I said I wish I could get y'all to be more broad-minded. Because all y'all be talking about is, oh, is that my twins? Y'all want the most basics. And that's why this shit don't work. Because you just want the basics. And you still dealing with ego. You're still dealing with a whole lot of like silly stuff. Like playing hard to get to me is just stupid. Either you want to get got or you don't. I never went to a store saying, hey, yo, like you go in a store for jackets and the guy come up to you and say, hey, I see you looking at that jacket. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. And a salesperson says, well, what can I do to get you in that jacket today? Well, I'm not sure. I want to be in the jacket. Okay, well, then why are you in a fucking store and shit? Why are you wasting my time? You know, if you don't know what the hell you want. So it's just silly stuff you do on a lower level of third dimension that fucks you up. And that's why when I do be listening to people on YouTube and when I do my own readings, they say you have to tell a person honestly what's going on. So ultimately, on both of these moons, anything could happen. But the ultimate is with the chart on the right, in my opinion, not saying it might not be some intimate, passionate, because that's how people think. They might have one intimate moment and they be like, he don't know what he's talking about because we had it hot and heavy. We had it hot and heavy. Yeah, but what I'm saying, over the whatever you want to, I don't want to say long term, but over whatever, over the period, it's gonna be like holding hands and shit. Because you gotta remember in the beginning, you don't see the person's faults yet, and you put more in. But after the person starts to show you like, wow, this guy, one day he's serious, the next day he's not, or blah blah blah, and you start seeing his flaws, then that kiss ain't gonna be as passionate as it used to be. And even if y'all kiss and still tonguing it, it still ain't gonna be like it did before y'all started pulling away from each other. Whereas this one in the middle is just more in the spots that a woman will want. And again, that doesn't mean he's a great guy. It doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I'm only telling you just from where he's at is exactly where she would want it to be. It's like the artist who painted a picture and they know how to do it. Like when somebody makes a cake and they make it a certain way, then they make it look a certain way, then they swirl around with this and with that color, blah, 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 and they do all that, and then it's a cherry on top. So how are you not going to look at that cake and not going to want it? Or if you're trying to buy a cake, that's going to be like one of the main cake. Wow, look at all that. It's like when I can't do it no more though, but when you get like a banana split and you say put everything on it and shit, I would be dead if I tried some shit like that now. But that's how he is. This one in the middle is just more. Now again, not saying he's not perfect, not saying he won't get on your nerves, not saying he won't break your heart. But I'm saying as far as what a woman will want, this is more solid. But the one on the right is hit and miss, unless the time is wrong. Now if the time is correct, it might be a different analysis. But with the time I was given, everything with him is like hit and miss. And I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of my charts kind of like that too. But for me, I know why. See, I'm not just here solely for no relationship. I'm a spiritual person. Like I'm here to teach. That's all I do, and I love doing it. Like that's what gets me going. You know. Now maybe when I was younger, it might have been something else, but now that's really my whole purpose is teaching and learning. So that I think that's the reason why on my chart it's a lot of hit and misses when it comes to like relationships and shit like that. Even if you just heard what I said with my soulmate, it was that way. And that's how it was with my twin. We were never ever on the same page. That's the difference between me and my soulmate. Me and her, we could laugh with each other. We could like goof off or whatever with each other. We could be on the same page briefly, but it still ain't gonna stay on the same page. But with my twin, we never. Even though I was with her for 2 years and the universe went out of its way for us to talk and be together, we were never on the same page. And that's why that was a karmic relationship. But basically, I think that was based on something I did to her in a past life, and that was payback that she did to me in this life. So that does conclude this reading. Remember, a lot of sales going on. You can contact me. Some people like to get started right away with the natal chart. All you need is your month, day, and year of birth. Spell it out so there's no way it could be a possible mistake. If you don't have your time of birth, the archangels can do it. We just did it today with another chart. The archangels can tell me. Or if you know early morning, late morning, early, whatever. Early evening, whatever. City and state and country, if not the USA. Now, I'm going to try to look on this full moon. I'm going to try to look on this partial solar eclipse because it's about betrayal. But what I can tell you is, again, it can be a person who will do anything to get what they want. See, you might know something. That's why I say you got to use your intuition. Because you may know it's about a person who would do anything to get what they want. And they'll betray you for it. It's also somebody who will be working with Saturn or Capricorn energy. So that's kind of hard to know who that would be. But when you work with people, you can kind of tell who's really ambitious, or you might have heard something. And it might not be none of these charts. These 3 charts y'all looking at, it might not be none of those people. But it's almost like a Saturnian or a Capricornian aggression. And again, like I said, it could even be the female trying to house shit like my soulmate did. And that's just not the way to communicate with other people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. I'm looking at the January 5th chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But to tell you, see, I hate to do this. It hurts me to do this, and I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. But the chart that mimics the 5th house, the chart that mimics the January 5th house more is a chart on the right. The guy on the right. And she could see it. She should have had that link. Because I sent the whole video to her. I gave her the link. Does that mean he's a sellout? No. But it means I would keep an eye on him. I'm not saying he's a sellout though, but I would keep an eye on him. Now, okay, his Juno's in Leo. Because the person is going to be siding up with Capricorn or Saturn energy, and they're willing to do anything. So right there in his 5th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, in his 6th house, he's got Capricorn, Saturn. Whenever you see Uranus retrograde, they can do anything. And see, his vertex is there too. See, remember, the theme is betrayal between like a love interest and a Saturnian or Capricorn energy. Now, you have to remember what I'm trying to tell you, because she's spending money to find out about these people, so there is interest. Because people lie in 3rd dimension. Oh, well, I don't even like him like that. I was just thinking about it. I'm not, people just lie instead of just saying like, yeah, I am thinking about it, but now I'm glad I have clarity. Because that's, just to be honest. I'm not saying she's being dishonest. I'm saying it's just people in general. But 5th house, well, this is 6th house, but he got a funny ass chart anyway. His shit is just off. But it's still an interest there. And he got that whole thing. See, his in the middle, it's just his is just more like he got Jupiter, he's got Venus. See, he don't really have a reason to betray you. And plus it's in the 9th house, and the 9th house is the more mature one. And the 9th house, like a Sagittarius energy, that's his sun sign. They're more like good friends and more like healers. And remember, that sun sign is a lot like Leo, because the sun rules Leo. And then his Leo is in the family sign. So his nature should be, and I'm still telling you, even though it looks good on, well, I'm going to say paper, but we're really just looking at charts. Even though it looks good on paper, it could still go haywire. I know that. Each person is different. But this one is not. There's just a lot of inconsistencies on this right chart. See, this is the type of dude you meet in the beginning and you think you got it, you happy and you giving it your all because it's new and you think this is going to be the one. But then when you start to see the inconsistencies and shit like that, then the kissing ain't like it used to be. Even if you still tongue him, you ain't tonguing him like you used to. Because you're starting to pull back, you're starting to withdraw. And remember, her sun sign is Libra, and they already like that anyway. I'm not saying she's personally like that, but Libras tend to be that way because they see like, the perfect relationship until they see the flaws. And so then his 10th house is still Capricornian energy, because that's a 10th house. That's his sun sign and his moon sign. Because like I said, he's definitely going to be affected by both, because that's a partial solar eclipse. So you're still dealing with the moon and the sun. The sun is just going to eclipse the moon partially. But even that's fake. If you think about it, nigga, either you with me or you not. What's this part shit? Because I hate when I have to rat a motherfucker out. I be feeling so bad. Plus, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the vibe I'm getting. And sometimes when somebody sell you, you never even know it. Yep. Now go back to this chart again. So now on this chart, Taurus has the Juno sign. And then on his chart, I believe that's the 10th house. And then her Taurus is in the 5th house, Leo energy, but it's got Lilith retrograde and Pallas retrograde, but you still got to remember that Lilith is all about, she felt betrayed by Adam, because she's like, oh, he wants me to lay down so he can lay on top of me. Well, let him prove to me that I'm his equal. And Adam was like, fuck that shit. You lay down, I'm laying on you. And that's why she took off. And then she basically told Adam and God, you know, get out of my life. Because Adam ain't about shit, and you're co-signing God. Like, you should have told Adam. This is the mythology. I'm just telling you what the mythology says. Like, you should have told Adam to love his wife as an equal, but you didn't. So both of y'all are suspect. So it's betrayal. Now his ascendant is Taurus, but it's strong. It's a strong Taurus. Now, apparently there's some type of past life stuff, because you see Curious is retrograde and then Chiron is retrograde. But it's still a strong Taurus. And when you go to his sixth house, that's all real right there. That's a soulmate or a twin soul, plus Juno is Sirius. Like, his chart don't breathe no sellout. His chart don't breathe no flippy floppy. Because I hate telling the truth, because I know I'm fucking somebody else up a little bit. But then a female might say, fuck you, I'm going to do it out. Then I'm say good, but my job is to warn you. And you know what? I'm only telling you what I see. And my accuracy is usually on point. But again, somebody might say, well, fuck it. I feel better about this person or whatever. And they got to go how they feel and shit. But I'm just different. I'm not with no fake ass motherfuckers, because I could do bad by myself. I'm on some Martin shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some Martin shit. Martin and Gina, I could do bad by myself. So that's how I see it. Both of them, attraction is strong. But it seemed like the partial full moon is going to get stronger, perhaps. It may seem like it gets stronger. But also, you just got to be careful of betrayal. And betrayal can come any type of way. See, Capricornian could be your boss. Capricornian could be Saturn. It could be your boss. But it could also just be a serious energy. Like, because most people, this is what most people want. A chick might say, well, I don't want my boy to be all serious. Like, I don't want the dude in my life to be all serious and boring. But I do want him to be serious about me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you better be serious about me and you. Because I'm not playing games. But I don't want you to be all serious that it's boring. So betrayal just means you're going to betray something of that nature. Even if you got a chick on the side or somebody else you kicking it with or whatever. But it's still going to be some type of betrayal. According to what everybody's saying about the partial solar eclipse. So, I thank this person for this request. And that's how I'm calling it. And again, any other information, you can check out the description box, and the contact information is there as well. God bless.